What do you think is going to happen to the gold price? Who are the big buyers at present, and and what's the likely global output?
Gold's an interesting thing, as you know. It's a commodity and a commercial financial point. As a straight commodity, the supply of gold continues to drop. It peaked in 2001 at just over 2,600 tonnes. It's now down around 2,400 tonnes. Over time, it's going to continue to drop as a supply point, and we are able to find gold in that context. So we think we can grow on the back of that in an industry that's declining. So as a pure commodity, we think the demand-supply equation is pretty good for gold. When you look at the middle classes out of India and China and their growth pattern, 80% of fresh gold goes into jewellery. We think there's a good supply side there for the future. On the currency side, the last 6 to 8 months has really reawakened people's idea that gold is a legitimate part of a risk portfolio for investments. Now that that's been reawakened as a legitimate part of investing, we think that'll stick with us for the next 5-10 years. So we see gold demand as a currency financial instrument being maintained through that mechanism in the longer term. We think that all the precepts for inflation over the next few years are pretty well there, ready to take off, which will underpin the price of gold for at least the next 2 years. So from both the currency financial side and as a commodity, we see the next few years at least for gold being pretty positive.
What about copper? You're a big copper producer. Why is the price going up so sharply?
It's actually a bit worrying that it's gone up this sharply. The LMA stocks are about 290,000 tonnes, I think, today. This is the end of the northern summer, or getting towards the end of the northern summer, which has been a traditional high point. So these stock levels are about the same as they were when copper was well over $3. Now where all that copper's going and whether there's a stockpile being built up somewhere else is the worrying point. I don't think the underlying demand profile really explains where all the copper's gone.
Your own copper resource and production is starting to climb quite rapidly. Is there an optimum level of copper versus gold in the portfolio?
Yeah, there is. Over the next 5 years we won't get to that point, but we keep telling people that we realise that in that 5 to 15 year period we've got an out of balance equation when it comes to copper and gold, and we've really got the next 5 years to address that. So either we go after more gold rich assets or supply points, or we come up with some mechanism where we can spin off some of our base metal. But it's a good positive issue to have.